Shalom. I'd like to say Barakatha Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rechaha Kodash. Double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS, who rule well and who teach well. And salutations to the elect, as always. Abba Ratazah, which means Father willing. So Father willing, this lesson is edifying. Just at the plantation right now, on break. Alright. And today we're going to go into the book of Judith, chapter 2, in the Apocrypha. So we'll go straight into it. Alright. And it reads, "And in the 18th year, the 22nd day of the first month, there was talk in the house of Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, that he should, as he said, avenge himself on all the earth." So after he had defeated Arphaxad, they started talking about, didn't you say you were gonna get revenge on all those nations that refused to come join you in the battle? All right. Verse 2. "So he called unto him all his officers and all his nobles, and communicated with them his secret counsel, and concluded the afflicting of the whole earth out of his own mouth." So he set the order and the decree. All right. This is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. All right. This is what it's going to be. Okay. Verse 3. "Then they decreed to destroy all flesh that did not obey the commandment of his mouth. And when he had ended his counsel, Nebuchadnezzar, king of the Assyrians, called Holofernes, the chief captain of his army, which was next unto him, and said unto him," okay, next unto him meaning he was, second in command. All right. "Thus saith the great king, the Lord of the whole earth, behold, thou shalt go forth from my presence, and take with thee men that trust in their own strength, of footmen, 120,000. Okay, basically warriors, men that are warriors, that are about that life. Okay. "And the number of horses with their riders, 12,000. Okay, so horsemen, 12,000. "And thou shalt go against all the west country, because they disobeyed my commandment. And thou shalt declare unto that they prepare for me earth and water, for I will go forth in my wrath against them, and will cover the whole face of the earth with the feet of mine army." All right, meaning he will send all his armies into all the areas where, where they are, and destroy them and conquer them, basically, as he already had dominion over them. But, he was going to avenge himself on them. Okay. "And I will give them for a spoil unto them." Verse 8. "So that their slain shall fill their valleys and brooks, and the river shall be filled with their dead, till it overflow. And I will lead them captives to the utmost parts of all the earth." Verse 10. "Thou therefore shalt go forth, and take beforehand for me all their coasts, and if they will yield themselves unto thee, thou shalt reserve them for me till the day of their punishment." So if they don't resist and surrender, then you preserve them till I put upon them a suitable punishment, really. All right? That does not involve killing them. Okay? Yeah. So, that's that. Verse 11. "But concerning them that rebel, let not thine eye spare them, but put them to the slaughter, and spoil them wheresoever thou goest." All right, so kill them. All right. "For as I live, and by the power of my kingdom, whatsoever I have spoken, that will I do by mine hand." 13. "And take thou heed that thou transgress none of the commandments of thy Lord, but accomplish them fully, as I have commanded thee, and defer not to do them." So make sure you do exactly what I'm telling you. Verse 14. "Then Holofernes went forth from the presence of his Lord, and called all the governors and captains, and the officers of the army of Assur," all right, which are the Assyrians. "And he mustered the chosen men for the battle, as his Lord had commanded him, unto 120,000, and 12,000 archers on horseback. And he ranged them as a great army is ordered for the war." So he set them up in formation, basically. "And he took camels and asses, and asses for their carriages, a very great number, and sheep and oxen and goats without number for their provision, and plenty of victual for every man of the army, and very much gold and silver out of the king's house. Then he went forth, and all his power to go before King Nebuchadnezzar in the voyage. All right. Basically, campaign to accomplish the mission that it was set out to do. All right. And to cover all the face of the earth westward with their chariots and horsemen and their chosen footmen. Okay. Verse 20, a great number also sundry countries, right, diverse countries, came with them like locusts and like the sand of the earth, for the multitude was without number. All right, so they had a vast army. I'm talking a massive, gigantic army. All right. Verse 21, and they went forth of Nineveh 3 days' journey toward the plain of Bechteleth, and pitched from Bechteleth near the mountain which is at the left hand of the upper Cilicia. Then he took all his army, his footmen and horsemen and chariots, and went from thence into the hill country, and destroyed Pud, right, and Lud, and spoiled all the children of Rasses and the children of Israel, which were toward the wilderness at the south of the land of the Chelians. Verse 24, then he went over Euphrates and went through Mesopotamia and destroyed all the high cities that were upon the river Arbanai till ye come to the sea. All right, so he was going around fulfilling the orders that Nebuchadnezzar had given to him. Okay. Verse 25, and he took the borders of Cilicia and killed all that resisted him, and came to the borders of Japheth, which were toward the south, over against Arabia. Verse 26, he compassed also all the children of Madian, right, those are the Midianites, and burned up their tabernacles and spoiled their sheepcotes. Okay, that's where they keep their sheep basically. Right, that's where they're kept. All right. Verse 27, then he went down into the plain of Damascus in the time of wheat harvest, and burnt up all their fields, and destroyed their flocks and herds. Also he spoiled their cities, and utterly wasted their countries, and smote all their young men with the edge of the sword. Therefore the fear and dread of him fell upon all the inhabitants of the sea coasts, which were in Sidon and Tyrus, and them that dwell in Shur and Oshina, and all that dwell in Gemnan, and they that dwell in Azotus and Ascalon feared him greatly. All right. Azotus being Ashdod and Ascalon being Ashkelon. All right. Those are actual cities in the land of Palestine. Okay. So, of course, that's the end of Judith, the 2nd chapter. All right. All right. That's what, we approach the end. So, the water for tuning in. Lord willing, this chapter breakdown was edifying to whoever was listening and watching. Okay. In closing, Kal Halal Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, Bahashem Rakakudash as always. Okay. Again, double honor to the elder apostles, the elder bishops, and the elders at the Great Millstone GMS. All right. Stay safe and respect. Shalom to the elect.